What's up, Internet? Corey Zamir here, and I'm joined by He Only Hoards Everything, Rob Mitchell, who's off screen.
Yeah.
Mr. Black Ops 3 himself. And, of course, the one, the only Canadian Crusader, Roaming Dan.
What's up?
Alright, we just spent the last 10 minutes, well, someone forgot to mute the show. That was me. We just spent the last 10 minutes talking about basically all the topics on the show. So let's try and not just reiterate what we just said. I guess we could start with Black Ops 3, which just came out, what was it, yesterday?
Yep.
And as we saw, Rob Mitchell picked that up.
Yeah. I haven't played the campaign yet, which sometimes I don't even get to play the campaign. Like the last one I think I played was Modern Warfare 2, probably, to be honest, or at least finished it. So I'm a big multiplayer fan and zombies. So actually, look at this. I didn't even pay attention to the case. Like the guy just threw it in the bag real quick. But I get home and I like take it out of the bag and I'm like hearing like rattling. I'm like, uh-oh. Like I thought maybe the CD broke or something or whatever. But it's the case. Like the case, I don't know if you can see that in the corner.
Oh.
It's busted. Like I got like pieces like coming out. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like I just bought this brand new. Like, I mean, I'll
Was
just
it sealed when you got it, or was it a
yeah, it was sealed.
brand new?
So, no, yeah, it's not GameStop's version of new, but no, it was sealed. So that's really weird how that happened. It just like when I unwrapped it, it just came apart. I was like, okay, but whatever. I'll just get a case from I don't even know where. It doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. So yeah, I played some multiplayer, which I got my ass kicked because I don't know the maps yet and I don't know the guns yet. So I really got tore up. So they have like specialty like things where you I guess have like a specialty like weapon or whatever that you get to use like only certain times. You gotta kind of like build it up like based on how many kills you get in the game or whatever. And like one of them is like an archer bow, so you kind of run around like the green arrow and just like shooting arrows at people. The one of them's like a rocket launcher, and like I think that's the guy I picked. You shoot a rocket launcher, and like I guess when it like gets near the people, it kind of like goes into like three grenades, and just kind of like shatters people all over the place. There's one that's like an electrocution thing where he shoots up people and it just electrocutes the guy and stuns the guy. But so I don't really know what the hell I'm doing with that either. So but I mean the main thing I'm into is zombies, honestly. So I played a couple rounds of that. I think everybody was trying to play that yesterday, so the servers were kind of messed up because I couldn't log in most of the time. Like, I think I tried to play for about 2-3 hours, and I got maybe, like, 4 games in. So, it was cool when I actually got to play, but I really didn't get to play that much of it. So, I'm hoping, you know, either tonight or tomorrow, maybe they'll figure out what they're doing with the server issues, or, you know, maybe not as many people will be playing, hopefully, or something, so I can actually play a little more of it. But from what I got out of it, it was pretty cool. You know, when I get more used to the multiplayer levels, I'll enjoy that a lot more, and the guns, because they're different, obviously, than some of the other games, some of the other Black Ops games or whatever. But cool so far. I give it a thumbs up.
See, I always jump directly into the campaign when I play them nowadays.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to do that, but now I go straight into multiplayer and zombies and whatever. But
Well, it used to be the other way around for me because it used to be I would start playing the multiplayer because my friends already had the game and I wanted to try and catch up.
Ah,
But I think it all changed when I got the first Black Ops game from GameFly, like way back when, and I just it was like an old game at that point, like it was maybe a Call of Duty ago
okay.
or maybe two, but I just wanted to play the game because everybody was always
Talking about it, right?
talking about it, like just singing the praises of Call of Duty Black Ops. So I was just like, all right, let's try it out. I skipped that one, so I'd never really tried it when it was the new one, and the campaign mode was amazing. Like I was enthralled. I don't want to like necessarily spoil it in case anybody never played the game and might eventually, but I don't know
It's
what
like,
the statute of limitations is on that.
come on. I mean, it's like,
Call of Duties ago.
yeah, I was gonna
Call of
say,
Duty, I don't even know.
I think you're okay with the spoilers on that one.
But they basically reveal, if I'm remembering correctly, of course, like that I believe you're the one that assassinated Kennedy or something like that.
Huh.
Like or at least that's what they try and spin, that you're the one that assassinated Kennedy, and like it's a whole bunch of shit leading up to that with like brainwashing and I don't know. Looking back, it's kind of convoluted, but it got me so into the story that I wanted to try all the other Call of Duty story modes. So I like went back and started playing through World at War, and I got like halfway through that, and one of the missions like I beat the mission and it never exited out of it. So I just kind of like stopped because I was just like, God damn it! I spent 30 minutes on this mission and now it's just frozen. Like all my allies are just like standing there victorious, but there's nothing to do. There's no one else to kill. We're just kind of chilling, and I can't even kill myself because I threw all my grenades away. So I'm just stuck. And I just kind of went back and played like all the Call of Duty games up until like Modern Warfare 3, the story mode. So when Advanced Warfare came out, that's the first thing I jumped into. Got like halfway through it. Had a little bit of ADD and went to the multiplayer and then just never really looked back to it.
Huh.
So, I don't know, I'm like the complete opposite. I always start with the story mode first, especially with like Advanced Warfare where you kind of have to understand how to move. Is it still kind of like that with Black Ops 3 where you're jumping around and everything?
Yeah,
Like it used to be.
there's definitely some. I don't think it's as crazy as Advanced Warfare, but there's definitely some parts where you can kind of. I don't know if you play Titanfall, if you played that, but where
I've seen it.
you can kind of.
Parkour.
Yeah, you can kind of run and kind of jump on the side of a building and kind of walk on the side of it. They kind of do that. So, yeah, so it takes a little getting used to. There's also like a kind of like a slide move that you can kind of do, like a running slide.
Yeah.
And it moves, so it takes a little getting used to, but I don't think it's as bad as Advanced Warfare with the jetpacks and flying around and all that other nonsense. I thought that was pretty terrible, but
it was great when you actually got into it, but as far as like being a pick up and play game, Advanced Warfare, that you just couldn't do that with. I had stopped playing it for a little bit and just couldn't go back to it because I couldn't figure out how to fucking move. Everybody's flying all over the screen. It's just like, oh, that's great.
Well, that's also a problem with the Call of Duty games. You kind of got to get it like when it comes out, because if you don't, these people are going to be so ahead of you.
Yeah.
When you finally get to play it, like they're going to be like prestiged like 20 times. They're going to have every gun unlocked, every perk unlocked, and they're going to snipe you in like 2 seconds. So you kind of got to jump in when everybody else jumps in, just to kind of keep up with everybody else.
Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons why I never really got into Halo. Because all my friends back when Xbox 360 came out with Halo 3 were super into Halo, and I remember that I was just like, I gotta play with them, so I got an Xbox 360, bought Halo 3, and probably killed them maybe twice in the entire time that we played together. And then we started playing the first Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and it was just like, wait, you mean if I get a lucky headshot, I could at least kill somebody? Whereas with Halo, it's just like you have to take out their shields, then you have to still shoot them, and then you have to do the melee attack, and it's I just couldn't ever get into a Halo game.
I'm not a big Halo fan either, and I had a friend a couple years ago. I don't even remember which Halo was. Maybe Halo 3 or maybe Reach. That I was talking smack to him. And I'm like, yeah, I'll fuck you up in this game, whatever. Like, I barely even played it. Like, I don't know what I was talking about, but I think I played him in multiplayer like 2 games. I think he killed me must have been like 100 times. I think maybe I killed him like once, maybe. And I got lucky because I found like some super weapon or something that killed him in one shot. But other than that, like, it didn't matter what I did. He would just take me out like no problem. So I think that's one of those games that you really need to know what you're doing. You can't get lucky and run around and, you know, like you can sometimes in Call of Duty.
Yeah. Speaking about games that just came out, and because I want to put both you guys to sleep, Yokai Watch for a good half hour.
Woo!
This is a game that's supposedly hot shit in Japan. And I can see why. I don't know if I would enjoy this as much if I only liked Pokemon and then I tried this, but seeing as I love Pokemon and I'm actually pretty familiar with like Japanese culture from watching tons and tons of anime back in the day, like a lot of this just makes sense to me, whereas if I was just going into it cold, I'd be like, I had this face the entire time I was playing. Just like, what the heck? Like, constantly, because there's a lot of weird shit in this so far. I'm only 2 hours in, but it has that kind of gameplay where we went to the mall today, and all I could think about was playing this game, for the most part. It was just like, I can't wait to get back to this game to play it, and because we're going to Ireland next week, I didn't get to play it much today because I've been working on videos for YouTube, like, so I don't have any lapse in content. And the entire time I'm making these videos, I'm thinking, I wonder what's going to happen next in Yokai Watch.
Wow.
And it seems like it's kind of set up story-wise like an anime would be, where at the beginning of each like little chapter, it tells you like what the storyline or what the episode title would be, and then you go throughout that story ends, and it's just like to be continued, which is really interesting because it seems like the story will always be moving forward, and there's not going to be a point in the game where it's just like, all right, well now what do I do? Do I just wander around town looking for random yokai and grind? But it feels like the story is going to be a lot more forward-moving, which is pretty cool. I don't know. It doesn't have, as you can see here, it doesn't have quite the character models that Pokemon has. Not that level 5 ever slouches, but like I said, this game is incredibly Japanese. Like, there's literally this character here. He is literally a grandfather that his whole power is to make people hungry. So they called him Hungramps, which, out of context, could be really kind of weird. I'm only about 2 hours in, but I'm really enjoying it. I think IGN gave it like a 7.8. I'd definitely rate it a little bit higher, but I might be a little bit biased because of my love for Pokemon. But it's nice to finally have that game that I'm like addicted to again, because I've had so many games lately that I'll pick up and start playing, and it will feel kind of like a chore,
Yeah.
Like, I felt that way with Until Dawn, which I'm still only like 2 hours into.
Oh man.
Yeah, for a $60 game that's only like 10 hours long, that's really kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
But it's also a horror game, so kind of a pansy in that regard.
So this game, are you that kid on the cover? Is that who you
Yeah.
are, or and you're running around trying?
You're playing as the little kid on the cover.
And you're running around trying to collect those guys, or what? Like,
well, you're running around town trying to. Well, the thing with yokai is, at least in Japanese culture, is yokai are usually responsible when something is going wrong. Like, so one of the very first instances in the game is your parents are arguing, and this white yokai called Whisper, he's basically your Pikachu, but he talks to you and is like your coach kind of thing.
okay.
And he's just like, hey, your parents aren't arguing just because they're angry at each other. A yokai is involved and is causing them to have like negative spirit energy towards each other. And hey, look, there it is. Let's fight it, stop it, and then your parents are going back to normal.
Huh.
And stuff like that. So like you're kind of going around town, like for instance, like I brought up Hungramps before. He's causing one of your classmates to feel hungry when she's already had food and she's still hungry. So you have to go around town finding specific foods for him to appease him, and then he'll stop messing with her, kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's like little fetch quests here and there. And then you can like search for yokai under cars and dark alleys, stuff like that.
Dark alleys. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
So you're not really going around trying to collect them. You're trying to like fight them and like stop them from doing whatever they're doing.
Well, some of them, after you defeat them, they'll decide to
Like
be
join
your
up.
friend. Yeah, basically. And they'll give you their medallion so you can summon them in a battle.
Oh, okay.
Is it as good as Pokemon?
Is it as good as what?
As Pokemon.
No. No game in the history of existence is as good as Pokemon. Come on now. Come on now. Be serious here. But it's a nice substitute until the next Pokemon game. Danny, have you been playing anything recently?
Not really. I've tried. I wanted to see if a PC game that's been ported to PS4 is going to run great with a remote. So I bought Wasteland 2, the digital download, and I tried it. And to be honest, it runs like shit. And, I don't. This is the kind of games that you need a mouse and a keyboard. The characters run fine. It's just that it's so awkward to control them with the thumbstick instead of doing the mouse. And so I played maybe 2 hours and I just gave up. This is the kind of game that you need to play. I think it's better suited on PC. Because it's like a big push right now. They're doing a lot of games that are porting to PS4. Like they did also Divinity 2 Original Sin. They ported to PS2, and it's like it's really expensive for a digital download also. So I think, well, I'm saying that because I'm in Canada, but for a digital download, it's almost it would be $40 US maybe. So it's really expensive, and I think I prefer to buy a physical copy. I just wanted to make a test like this to see if it was running fine, and this one was less expensive. I think it was around 20 when I bought it, and this is a purchase I'm going to regret because I don't think I'm going to play it anymore. But besides that, I'm still playing Witcher 3 because I think I will never finish that game. They just got the new DLC coming in. They keep pouring like new content every couple of months, so it's so huge, that game, that I think it's going to take me forever to finish. But I will finish it at some point, and that's about it.
See, it's games like that that I just can't get into anymore. I was talking with my friends at Game Night about this week, how they're looking forward to Fallout 4.
Yes.
And part of me, like, would love to play that game, but I know I don't have that kind of time. And it's a game that you're just not going to get very far in unless you're able to put in the time for it. And it's gonna, like, the world is so big that you can't possibly find everything. You can't possibly do all the quests in like a reasonable amount of time. Like, that's what The Witcher 3 is. That's what Fallout is. That's what Skyrim was.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I'm just getting too old for that shit. Either that or I have actual like adult ADD. Might be truer than I want to believe.
I agree though, because like Fallout looks awesome from what I've seen, videos and everything else, but there's no way I'm gonna have the time to play like and get into that game and do all the story and the missions and you know, fetch quests and everything else that's gonna be involved in that type of game. I just want to come home, and if I'm not passed out in my computer chair drooling on myself, I want to like just run around shooting a couple guys and that's it. Like, you know, I want something very action oriented, get it over, and that's it, real quick. Nothing that's going to take me hours upon hours to do. That's why, you know, like I was saying one time to you guys that I love RPGs, but I just don't have the time for them anymore. Like, it sucks. I guess that's part of growing up, huh?
Yeah.
You just don't have the time for them anymore.
I don't seriously consider an RPG unless it's on a handheld anymore. Like, I just... If Yokai Watch was on the Wii U, I wouldn't even have thought of it. You know? And I think that's why I keep going back to Pokemon games, because I can just pick them up, play them. There's not going to be some random-ass battle system I don't understand. And I don't have to sit in front of a TV to do it, you know?
I think it's because we might have too many games. When you were talking about ADD before, it's because you have so many games that you can play that you don't even bother to put the time, like 300 hours to finish a game. Just get to the other one and try something new, and that's it.
Well, the real issue is my YouTube addiction, because as we speak, like if we go to my YouTube account, I have almost 90 videos in my watch later queue. 90 videos.
I think you need an intervention.
It's actually 84 videos.
Wow.
84 videos.
Damn.
And and that's like with me skipping a few that I normally would have added. So that's me cutting back.
Cutting back.
84 video cutting back, yeah.
So it's like part of me wants to just like start unsubscribing to the people that I always skip their videos, but then as a YouTuber, I feel bad because it's like you guys see it too, where it's like you'll watch your subscriber count and it will go up and then it goes down by a few, and it's just like, what the fuck did I do? And sometimes you just didn't do anything. Someone's just like, I just don't happen to watch your videos, and they start cleaning out their queue. And it's just like, I don't want to be one of those people that is causing someone's subscriber count to go down, and they'll be like, what the fuck did I do wrong, and start questioning everything, you know? Then again, like some of these bigger YouTubers that I'm subscribed to, like that I just never watch their videos, they wouldn't even fucking care. That's what I gotta start taking care of. And then when I do run out of videos to watch, I'm always just like sitting here hitting the refresh button, just like someone uploads something. I should just turn around and pick a game and fucking play. So it's not so much that I have too many options, it's that I have too much of an addiction to YouTube, I think.
I could
scrolling.
definitely cut out some of the subscribers that I've subscribed to. I mean, there's some channels that I logged into my YouTube and I have like 99 videos I'm supposed to look through. I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm looking through all these videos. Like, and there's people that I don't even know that I'm subbed to them because it's just, oh yeah, sub for sub or whatever, and like, or you go down those lists where everyone lists their channel, and I try to be nice and just like sub to everybody, but then I look at my list and I'm like, who the hell is this? Who the hell is this? Like, why are they putting videos of I don't even know what, like some band or something that they're in? Like, I don't care about that shit. Like, just stupid shit like that. Like, but and then with the subs also that you were talking about, half the time, like, I'll get subs when I'm not doing anything, and then I put out a video and I lose like 2 or 3. I'm like, what? Like, I guess you guys don't want me to do any videos. Like, okay, like I can do that. So, but it's really weird. I think it must be just people cleaning out their sub count or whatever. It's totally random sometimes where the subs go up and down. It's just really weird.
Yeah, like unless you put out a video that was like strictly offensive to somebody, I can't imagine them just being like, "Oh no, never again."
Yeah.
Stop.
It was terrible. Goodbye.
Well, I did have one person back in the beginning of when I was doing top 5 videos, and I was taking suggestions for like what top 5 to do, and I selected a suggestion for one of them, but I missaid his name in the video.
Uh-oh.
Like, I literally just left like one of the numbers out. It was like something 528 or something, and I put like 28. I said 28 instead of 528, and he was just like, "Oh, you can't even get my name right. Unsub." And I was just like,
Damn.
"All right." No, but definitely with the with everybody doing like that sub for sub thing, especially in like these Facebook groups.
Yeah.
I'll have people that will subscribe to me, and I'll look at their channel, I'll take a cursory glance, I'll be like, all right, you're doing some stuff that I might want to watch eventually, but because I didn't like go in and watch their video and then subscribe, I'll see like their videos pop up in my feed, and I'll be like, oh, I don't even know what that is. Never mind. I'm not even gonna add it to my queue. So it's just like, I think it'd be better if people like started doing like more homework before they do the sub for sub thing. Make sure it's someone you actually want to subscribe to, not just someone to be nice. Because, like, if you look at view counts on YouTube videos, there's a lot of people out there that have like thousands of subscribers.
Yeah.
But get views like they have as many subscribers as I do.
Yeah, yeah.
I look at that shit and I'm just like, how does that work? Like, no one that's subscribed to you gives a shit. I feel so bad about that, you know? Like, I would feel like shit if I had 50,000 subscribers, but every video averaged 1,000 views or something. Like, that's a lot of people that don't give a shit about you. I don't know. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, do anybody have some pickups?
I have been completely broke, pretty much. So, you saw my pickup, pretty much, and that was used from GameStop credit that I still have from when I returned all that retro stuff or whatever that I got from yard sales and whatever else. So, I think I actually finally used it all up. So. Now I actually have to spend real money again for games, or newer games anyway. So, unless GameStop hooks it up with one of those deals again, hopefully.
Yeah. Although I don't know if I really have anything that I'd be able to like get a good value for. Like, it's just like Xbox 360 stuff.
Oh, it was totally random. Like even like stupid Call of Duty games I was getting like $20-something for. Like, what? Like, You know, it was weird.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Warfare 2, like $20, like $25. I don't know. Even, you know, I got Mario Kart DS. I got $40 for. I was like,
Jesus.
what?
Yeah,
Like,
someone in the GameStop Corporation probably lost their job for that shit.
I'm sure.
I can't imagine they were just like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, give them $40 for a game we'll probably sell for like $25.
Yep. Now, Danny, you have any pickups?
I'm looking at it. Well, all the pickups that were really good came from you, so.
Yeah, that was some killer stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to see if I have anything else interesting, but if not, I swear I'm gonna fetch it. Just a moment.
Look at all that stuff over there, anyway.
I was so happy about it that I'm gonna have to show it anyway.
Woo! That is freaking sweet.
It's really nice. And it's super tiny also. I haven't tested it out yet. At least I have some games to test it. I just have to find batteries for it. And I'm just curious, Corey, what's the round thing whoops, sorry, behind it over here? Do you have to put it like a watch battery or something? You have to see, like there's a hole again.
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe that keeps like.
Or is it like a save battery?
A clock or something on there, maybe. It might be to support like a clock feature. I don't know.
Maybe it's like a change purse. You can keep your quarters in there or something.
I got a couple of games that I received today. I think the best one that I received, well, the best one. I got Double Dragon 2 on the Game Boy. And besides that, it's all crap that I got from a lot. And I wanted to have 2 or 3 games in that lot, and it was super cheap. And I bought the lot, and now I'm stuck with sports games.
That's what giveaways are for. They're contests.
Oh, yeah. So, Corey, did you only get to watch?
What was that?
Did you only get to Yokai Watch?
No. Actually, there's some. I could. If we were doing a pickup video on like all the stuff that I've gotten recently, we'd be here all night. For not going out to any garage sales, it's been pretty good. I'm just gonna basically show off a few items from videos you'll see over the next 2 weeks. I don't even know if I shared some of these items with you guys in the group. I guess the first ones I'd start off with was just like randomly the cheapest thrift store deal I've ever seen in my area, especially now when games are $5 and up and they're selling Lego sets of Star Destroyers for $500 that may or may not be complete. Like, just absolute insanity at my thrift stores lately.
Yeah, that was open, right? That box? I'm sorry to stop you,
Yeah.
but
It was open. The box wasn't in good condition, and it literally said, "Pieces might be missing. We're not counting."
Wow.
Like, would I think that someone at a Savers could count correctly to such a high number? No. But they did decide to package these 2 games for the Dreamcast together for a total of $2.
That's cool.
That's nice.
They had them with the CDs, so I guess they didn't really look into what they were. I mean, this is just a fucking not NHL, fucking football, NFL game. But House of the Dead 2, which, looking at the back here, I'm surprised that it doesn't look like it had light gun support.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I was looking at it because I was wondering if I should keep it or not. But it literally says standard controller and arcade stick.
Okay.
It seems like,
Okay.
yeah, I really don't know how the hell that game would handle without a light gun, but whatever. It was $2.
Yeah.
$2. That's crazy. Um, also, for my trip to Ireland, I decided to pick up a little bit of a change of pace in case Yokai Watch gets me burnt out. Got Shovel Knight. Been waiting for this game to come out physically forever. Use a lot of this music in my videos.
It's amazing.
I haven't started playing it yet, though, because I've started Yokai Watch and I haven't had any reason to put that down yet. And speaking of giveaways, I actually have probably like the main item for my 900 subscriber contest
Uh-oh.
that I recently got from my friend Teb. He's the one that I get a ton of great condition box stuff, boxed Zelda stuff,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
random ass Game Boy Advance SPs from Japan up there, stuff like that. This is a title I've wanted from him for quite a while to give away in a contest because I know I'm never gonna play it. It's a Zelda game, and it's not one you see very often. Legend of the Zelda, the Minish Cap, Legend of the Zelda. You can tell I don't really follow the series. Goddamn. The Minish Cap, and this is a game that until I got this, I'm pretty sure in my area I've seen this fake more often than I've seen it actually real.
Huh.
Like the I guess market for fake Game Boy Advance games in my area is crazy. And you often will go to like a flea market and see the Game Boy Advance Pokemon games, Four Swords Adventures, Minish Cap, and then some other random titles. And there'll be like those really flimsy Game Boy Advance like bootleg cases with like the sticker over the screw area, and it's just like I've literally seen that game fake more times than I've actually seen it real. So
Yeah, that's definitely a bit of a rare one. I don't see that often either. So,
yeah,
That's a nice prize.
I figure I'll either do it depends on how I'm feeling. I'm probably gonna do this and the other complete in box Zelda Game Boy game I have. That's left over from the last contest. I think it was Link's Awakening
man,
for the Game Boy.
you love giving away those Zelda games. I guess if somebody else is going to enjoy them, why not, right?
I know that's the thing is like I feel like the gaming community universally like loves Zelda
For the most part.
like for the most part. Like
Yeah.
we might not be included in that. I don't know if any of us are crazy about it.
No.
But for the most part, everybody loves Zelda, and I would feel bad not enjoying the series at all and just like keeping all the games in perfect condition here when someone else that would actually cherish it and have that be something where it's just like I won this in a contest, I'm never getting rid of this, whereas I'm just like it's great condition, it's expensive, it's sought after, and that's about all it is to me. I'm never gonna put it in my system and play it, so I'd rather give back to the community that way.
Cool.
So I'm probably like, what, 30-ish, because it keeps fluctuating, because, subscribers come, they leave, whatever. About 30 subscribers away from 900, so be keeping that until we reach that point.
Mhm.
All right, so that's it for pickups. There's this movie coming out next month.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal to a lot of people. Might have heard of it. I'm looking forward to it, at least. The Force Awakens. They actually I didn't see the latest international trailer. I think that they put out for Japan, but I watched the IGN Rewind with Jared Penny and Brian Altano, and I don't know if I've ever been more hyped to see a movie in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, because, like, maybe I'm misremembering how hyped I was for The Phantom Menace back in the day, but I was like, what? That was 99, so I was in middle school or something. Like, at that point, it wasn't something where, like, Star Wars at that point for me was like this series that my mom introduced me to that I thought was awesome, and some kids I knew loved it too, and everybody else was just kind of like, oh, that nerdy thing, that nerdy movie, that geeky movie, that, you know. But now it's like so universal that it's weird. Like, I feel like everybody's seen Star Wars, but I constantly come across people in my life that haven't and don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alicia, I'm looking at you. Forced her to watch all the movies one weekend, and she survived. It'll be alright. But like, I work with people that just like have no bearing for what this movie means or what this series is. They're just like, oh, they confuse it with Star Trek.
Oh God, that's the worst.
Like, what the?
That is the worst.
I don't know, but I'm super hyped for it. I'm really hoping that this Kylo Ren character with the weird-looking lightsaber isn't a shitty character, because he looks really cool.
Oh, it was the same with Darth Maul, right?
What was that?
It was the same with Darth Maul in the first one, in the Phantom Menace.
Hey, Darth Maul was still cool. He was the only good part of that movie.
Yeah, but no, I'm super hyped about the Star Wars also, and actually I'm going to go and see it in the movies, because I don't go to the movies very often. Mostly I either buy it on Blu-ray or I watch it on Netflix. But this is the kind of movie you have to watch in a theater. You have to watch it with this super surround sound and the big screen. And if you can see it in IMAX also, you should see it in IMAX. But this is something that I will definitely go see. But the problem is that my wife doesn't give a shit about Star Wars also. So I'm gonna have to try and find someone else to go to the movies. I don't like to go to movies by myself. I think it's I always like to have someone with me. So I'm gonna ask one of my friends if they want to go to. But I will definitely see it in the movies for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely a cool movie to see in the theater. But
did you get your tickets yet, Danny?
Oh no, I'm not going to. No. I'm not going to go in the first night. I'm not going to go camping for a week in front of the movie theater to try and get tickets. Huh?
Hey, I already got my tickets. I'm good. On the 18th at 10 o'clock. It's going to be fucking awesome. I just hope I'm able to stay awake, just because I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Like.
Look at Rob right now.
Oh man.
Like, that's usually me too. I've been yawning a few times, but I have a lot of energy right now. Like this is the first morning, because I didn't go out garage sailing this morning or do anything really. I slept until 8.
Yeah.
I haven't done that this year yet. This is the first time this year I slept until 8.
Nice.
I got so much extra sleep today.
I'm doing that tomorrow. I'm skipping the flea market, so we'll see. I'll have some energy tomorrow, hopefully.
Normally I wake up at 5:30. Like,
Yeah,
weekend, not weekend, whatever. And I slept until 8. My cat was pissing me off, wanted to go outside because he's on a schedule too. He's in here screaming at me to let him outside. I let him outside and then went right back to sleep. Usually that's something I never do. And I feel great. I can get used to this shit.
Yeah, don't get too don't get used to it too much because we're not going to see any videos anymore.
There was one day this week I woke up at 4:30 in the morning and just couldn't go back to sleep, so I was sitting here in the dark editing a top 10 Pokemon video. And it was one of those moments where you kind of just like sit there and you kind of reevaluate your life. It's like, is this really what I'm doing right now?
I have been trying to edit a video for a week now. Every night, like, get home, I eat dinner, I watch a little bit of TV, I sit in front of my computer, I break out the editor, I start moving clips around and stuff, and then I pass out, and then I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning with drool all over myself. My computer's still running, all choppy and whatever, and I got to shut everything down and start all over. So I've been doing that for the last like 4 or 5 days now. So it's pretty sorry that I can't stay up anymore. It's just, I don't know. I get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning too. So I'm one of those early risers too. So yeah, by 8, 9 o'clock, I'm already starting to yawn and get tired and all that. So sucks.
Yeah, but another thing with seeing a movie opening night is, Danny, you were talking about like the experience of like seeing it in a theater with surround sound. One of the big things for me has always been seeing it with a whole bunch of people that absolutely love that series or genre or whatever. Like, whether it's like you're seeing a Harry Potter movie, Star Wars, The Avengers. Like, I've seen all those movies at midnight, and there's just this certain energy that's with everybody. Like, certain people are dressed up as like fucking Spider-Man for Spider-Man 3, and then everybody kind of wanted to walk out of that one. I remember that. Like, what was it? I remember falling asleep in the first Avengers movie, and then the moment when the Hulk like beat the shit out of Loki is when I woke up, because everybody in the crowd started screaming because it was so fucking awesome. And I was like at 3 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, I think one of my ex-girlfriends loved Harry Potter, so she dragged me to all those movies. I think I slept through every one of them. Like, it was nap time. It was great. It was like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. So I would eat like a little bit of popcorn, then I would get nice and cozy, and I would pass out. Like, which is probably bad for the people that view it because I snore. So, whatever. I had a good time.
I love the Harry Potter movies, but I don't know 100% that I've been awake through every single one of them at every single point, because you know how they play those movies on TV like every other weekend?
Yeah.
And I had one, I don't remember which one it was, I think it might have been the first one, on in the background while I was editing videos once, and I just kind of like turned around and I looked at the TV and I was just like, what the fuck is this scene? I've never seen this scene before. I've seen these movies tens of times. I've never seen this scene before. So it's just like, it's one of those movies where it either all runs together or you fall asleep, I guess. I don't know. But like, I was like seriously like dumbfounded on how I've never seen a certain scene in like the first Harry Potter movie that I've probably seen like 10 times by now. So
maybe you pass out every time at the same point.
Maybe. It's possible, I guess. How do you guys feel about a short show tonight?
It looks like we might have one. Oh, we didn't get into wrestling talk.
Oh yeah. See,
we
I'm
gotta get into
itching for this. I'm itching for this yokai watch. That
we done?
we done? No, but see, I haven't been watching wrestling lately, but I've been keeping up on it in general.
Hmm.
And I recently saw that Seth Rollins tore his ACL and I believe his MCL
Yeah, I think he's
at a
totally
live
fucked up.
show. Like it wasn't even aired, So
Yeah,
it's like one of those things where for the people that don't follow wrestling news and just watch Raw, they probably turn around one Raw and they're just like, "Oh, the champion's been stripped of his title, and he's gone for 8 months."
well, it's not. It didn't even happen yet, so I'm sure that's gonna happen this Monday. That they're gonna show whatever happened because
Mm.
it just happened the other day. So I was expecting them to say something on SmackDown, but they didn't say anything about it. So
Well, SmackDown is SmackDown still pre-taped? Like, had it happened at that point?
oh yeah, that's true. I don't know if they do it live or not. I don't know, but
Like, I know back when I was super into it, it used to be Monday would be Raw live, and then they would have a
yeah,
Tuesday taping of SmackDown that would air on either Thursday or Friday.
yeah, you're right.
So
You're right.
I don't know if there'd be any time.
You're right. It might still be the same way. So
But that brings a lot of questions up because he was going to face Roman Reigns
yeah.
at, what is it, Survivor Series? What pay-per-view are we on? I don't even know.
Yeah, so yeah, because they were having Survival Series matches or whatever on Raw and SmackDown, so it must be Survivor Series, yeah.
So, like, the obvious choice, because it's possible that they were going to give Roman Reigns the title anyway, that
Ugh.
they're just going to have him win the title and continue his Cena-like ascension,
Oh God.
I guess.
Blech. I am not a fan of Roman Reigns. I do not want to see him with the title. He can't say a freaking word. I mean, he is one of the worst interviews I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's just horrible. I am not interested in this guy. I don't want to watch this guy. I don't want to believe that. Like, I just, he needs to go away. He really does. Like, I can't stand Roman Reigns. Awful. Awful. I'd give the title to freaking, I don't even know, but the Brooklyn Brawler. Have him come out and win the title. Like, just not Roman Reigns. But I'm assuming, yeah, they're not just going to hand it over to him, so I guess they have to have some type of tournament or something, I guess.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Like, I don't know how that's going to work. Like, when is Survivor Series? Is it, like, coming up immediately? Is it, like, still, weeks away?
I'm assuming towards the end of the month, but I'm not exactly sure. But
Actually, going to the website, figure this out.
uh,
It's the top page on the website that Seth Rollins speaks out on his injury.
I'm not hurt that bad. I'm keeping the title.
Now, a lot of people had been talking about how Seth Rollins' title reign had been like one of the worst in the history of the title too.
Mm.
So it's just like I feel bad because he's like one of the best guys they have in the ring.
Yeah.
Like by far. Like it's not even like with Daniel Bryan out and
CM Punk gone.
yeah, CM Punk gone, and the fact that he could actually speak on the mic.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of the other like top performers they have, like Cesaro, like he can't really speak on the mic. Even Kevin Owens, like during his little feud with Cena, like he was about as good on the mic as I would be. Like,
really? I like Kevin Owens.
He looks like every fucking creator wrestler I've made. Like he looks like every single creative wrestler I've made when I'm trying to make myself.
Man, that sucks, because I like Kevin Owens a lot.
Myself.
I like Kevin Owens a lot. This sucks.
No, it's true though. Like he's great. He's great in the ring. He puts on a great match. He just doesn't, in my opinion, look the part,
No.
Which is I already regret saying that because Mankind never looked the part. Like, and that's the problem is in this business they now basically require you to look the part. Like, you have to look like a Seth Rollins, or you have to be some gigantic guy that Vince McMahon fell in love with. Like the Great Khali.
Oh god.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Like, it kind of surprises me that they never pushed Rusev that far.
Yeah, it looked like they were gonna, and then they just kind of, I don't know what happened.
Well, he fell into, like, the mid-card trap, where it's just, like, you get so much of a push where you're just, like, you're beating everybody, and then it's just, like, you might have said something wrong in the back.
Yeah, I think actually
like,
something.
you're gonna feud with Dolph Ziggler for 3 months.
I think something did happen though. That something happened in the back or whatever. But well, once you feud with Cena, your career is pretty much over. So everyone that feuds with Cena pretty much ends after that. So they pretty much go into mid card hell after that.
Yeah. And, like, the only tool I can really think of that they have for basically pushing these wrestlers that are great in the ring but can't say anything on the mic is Paul Heyman. But they have him wrapped up with Brock Lesnar. So, like, you can't have, Paul Heyman represent Cesaro again, because he's done that in the past, and then still have Brock Lesnar in the picture,
Oh, and
Brock Lesnar is going to come back, and unless he's looking to destroy The Undertaker again, his sights are going to be on the title.
Oh, yeah.
And have 2 guys under Paul Heyman after the same thing.
And the problem is it didn't really work that well with Paul Heyman with some of the guys. Like, what the hell is the guy, Kurt Hennig's son? What's his name? I don't know.
Something.
Bummy.
I don't know.
Yeah, crappy wrestler number 1.
Who cares?
Well, whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Generic wrestler number 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He was horrible. It didn't work with him. Cesaro, who I like, it didn't really work with him either. So, actually, I thought Cesaro had a much better shot before he joined Heyman. Like, he was actually, like, up and coming, at least at the time. Fans were getting behind him, and then all of a sudden they put him with Heyman, and it's just kind of, like, flatlined. So.
Well, the thing is, like, being great in the ring has never been good enough. Like, you have to be able to be good on the mic, and you have to apparently be able to pull some backstage politics stuff. You have to be like a multifaceted star in that regard. You can't just be able to do amazing things like Cesaro can in the ring. He's currently my favorite wrestler. But I also don't really know how they would handle him being the World Heavyweight Champion. Like, who would he feud with? How would he come up with something to say to somebody that's just, like, shit-talking him on the mic? Like, he's not really going to be able to.
No.
Like, he'd be able to beat the shit out of him in the ring.
Yeah, he's going to say, come meet me in the ring or something stupid. And,
exactly.
That's it. Like, yeah.
Exactly. And, like, that's why Seth Rollins was great. Even though I felt like it was a slow burn with Seth Rollins, where it was like he started off like kind of questionable on the mic, but the more and more he would have to say on there, like, the better he got, to the point where he just was formed into like the perfect heel for the current product.
I think he's very Triple H-ish on the mic.
Yeah.
And just kind of goes on and tells stories and just keeps rambling on and kind of in the same monotone voice and just kind of goes.
And then someone comes out and he goes up and he's just like,
yeah.
How dare you interrupt me?
Yeah. I'm telling my story.
I'm the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
I only lose the main events of Raw every week.
But I win the pay-per-view, so it's okay.
Yes.
And I keep my title.
But never alone. By any means necessary. And that's why people were shitting on his title reign, because he never has, like, any convincing wins where it's just like, yeah, he defended his title against Brock Lesnar and he beat him 1, 2, 3. It was him. Like, that was it. No, it's just like there's always an asterisk,
Yeah.
It's just like The Undertaker came back and interfered. who is it? He fought John Cena, and Jon Stewart of all people interferes.
Yeah.
Like there's so many asterisks on all of his defenses that it's
That's
just
true.
kind of ridiculous.
It's true. So who do you think would make a good champ?
Honestly, and the other thing that's an issue right now is that Cena's also out. Because one of the reasons I feel like they have John Cena with so many different, so many times being a champion, is because every time something else fails, they just give the belt to Cena in the meantime. And he's currently out, so that backup plan isn't in place anymore. So it's just like, I feel the way they're building it, the only way they really can go is Roman Reigns right now. Not that I'd want that to happen.
Yeah.
Because, like, they don't have Ambrose in that picture. Which I was excited when it looked like back when he stole the belt from Seth Rollins. Like, that was interesting.
Yeah, and they gave him like 1 or 2 pay-per-views with him, and then that was it, like, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But they don't actually currently, especially with WrestleMania, Roman Reigns going up against Brock Lesnar and getting absolutely destroyed and dismantled. They literally don't have anybody that they've built up to possibly being able to face Brock Lesnar. Like, they need to accept that Brock Lesnar's not going to be around forever, and he's never going to be a full-timer.
No.
So it's time to start building people up. And they're not going to do that if they only have champions that will quake in their boots every time that Paul Heyman comes out and is just like, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, wants his title back. And it's just like, because that's exactly what they did when Seth Rollins had to face him. He was just like,
Yeah.
like, oh no!
He was like shaking in his boots, like, a little scared, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, I really don't understand who they possibly built up, because right now their toughest tough guy is Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns got ragdolled in that ring. Like, so I really don't know what they would do in terms of having someone that would be a believable champion and also has all the tools to be the champion. Like, Roman Reigns, they built up to that, except he has no... he barely has ring skills, and he has no mic skills whatsoever. He just has the look.
Yeah. And the family. The heritage.
Yep.
But,
Kevin Owens, I feel like that would be a little bit too fast.
yeah. I don't think he's ready for that.
He did beat Cena in, like, his first WWE match outside of NXT, I guess, but I don't know. I think they need... I don't know, I always feel like the product is better when they have a heel as the champion.
I like it. Yeah, it's better. It seems to flow better that way. But there hasn't been...
It was like back in the Attitude Era, it was always more interesting for me when Austin was trying to get the title rather than when Austin had the title. And the like, you know, and like when The Rock had the title as the heel of like the corporate whatever, or the corporation. Like, that was more interesting to me than any time when The Rock was a face and had the championship. And it's kind of crazy how in the Attitude Era, everybody was pretty good on the mic. And looking back, only a handful of them were actually good in the ring. But now we have like a handful of people that can't say anything, but are all like pretty good in the ring. Like Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler's pretty good in the ring, but at this point they're not going to push him.
No.
Like, he's mid-card for life. His last chance was when he cashed in Money in the Bank for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And Jack
And the only way
Swagger
that was
kicked
ever
him in
going to
the head.
happen is because there's two champions, you know?
Yeah, and Jack Swagger kicked him in the head and killed it. So. Yeah, that's what that kind of sucks with. I mean, it was good that they had two titles. I think that it actually gave other people a shot to become world champion and see if they could actually become the champion. Like now, with only one world title, I mean, there's only going to be like 5 or 6 guys that'll ever get that title. There's no shot of a Ziggler winning it or a Cesaro winning it or whatever. At least if there was a secondary title, world title, they would have a shot maybe.
Yeah, the thing with only having one world title is back when they had 2, SmackDown was worth watching. I haven't watched SmackDown in over 2 years because of that. Because eventually you realize that, hey, they're not going to have a title change on SmackDown for a World Heavyweight Champion. Like, they could theoretically do it on Raw. They don't do it often.
Yeah.
But important stuff happens on Raw. Secondary storylines happen on SmackDown. And they're all the wrestlers that are most likely to botch something in the ring so they can edit it out. And no one's, like, laying there dead or with a broken leg.
And then a Raw recap. Because they always have Raw recap.
Yep. Exactly. So my vote is they will probably give the title to Roman Reigns. I would like Ambrose to get it. I could see that. I could see him being good enough on the mic in the meantime, but he's not that interesting to watch in the ring.
Yeah. I don't know. Ambrose is okay. Nothing special, but I don't. At least for me. But the one guy I could see that they could give it to, and I mean, he's kind of involved with something else right now, but the circumstances kind of might change what's going on, I guess, is Bray Wyatt. He's got the whole family behind him, so even with what you were saying with Brock Lesnar, he could have all those guys protect him or whatever.
Yeah.
He's really good on the mic. They're pushing him to, be pretty high up on the card because they have him going against Undertaker and Kane and doing whatever he's doing there. So, and he's a pretty damn good heel, I think. So, I could see him actually get it. I think that would be pretty interesting.
That's someone I hadn't thought about. That actually is probably their best choice. Because he is, for having a physique like I do, he's surprisingly good in the ring.
Yeah. He can definitely move real well for his size.
And on the mic, I can't think of anyone that's actually better that's full-time. So yeah, I would like to see Bray Wyatt, but like you said, he's involved in another storyline that unless they like dropped it out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Which I don't really understand where they're going with it.
I don't really get it either, but
like the last thing I saw was a recap on Raw of how he showed a video of like the Brothers of Destruction, and he's just in the ring like laughing after he abducted them.
Yeah, I don't get it. He's like taking their powers and whatever. Like I don't really understand what the hell's going on. But obviously they're gonna have some type of match with I guess the Brothers of Destruction versus the Wyatt family. So I guess for Survivor Series maybe have like a team versus team thing or whatever. I guess. I mean I don't know.
The thing is, I wish they would stop putting. I feel bad about this, but. Like, I'm sick of seeing The Undertaker in the ring.
I don't want to see Kane ever again.
Well,
I don't want to see Big Show
Kane has
ever
always
again.
been like this baseline of terrible. Undertaker used to be great, and now he is an old man trying to do what he used to do, and it's just kind of like bringing that. Like it's bad enough that they destroyed the streak, but now they're just kind of like rubbing his name through the mud, where it's just like, all right, you've now built up all these other big guys in the Wyatt family, like especially this new half-retarded looking guy, Bram or whatever.
Bram Stoker or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Dracula's Bram Stoker or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
That it's just like, it's not realistic that you have this other guy like choking out Roman Reigns and ragdolling him around the ring.
Yeah.
And the Undertaker's supposed to stand up to it. Some old guy that's literally like shriveling up as we speak.
Yeah.
Like, that's not realistic. Like, and that's also like, no one wants to see a match with Kane in it.
No.
You know, putting him with the Undertaker doesn't solve that problem. You know.
No. I don't want to see Demon Kane. I don't want to see Corporate Kane. I don't want to see Candy. I don't want to see Candy Kane. I don't want to see any freaking Kane. He needs to go away. Please stop. Stop.
Yeah, they need to retire the Big Show Kane.
Oh, Big Show too, yeah.
Now that they've killed the streak, please let the Undertaker just live his life.
Yeah.
You know, like, stop trying to wrestle.
I don't know why he keeps coming. I mean, obviously he wants to, so like,
yeah.
I don't know why he keeps coming back.
You're ruining what was like a really good legacy. And like the streak, honestly, I could give a shit less about the streak, but it didn't make sense to have someone like Brock Lesnar beat the streak when Brock Lesnar was already like booked as like this undefeatable monster of a heel.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
and he's part-time.
Like, you're already adding to like this resume that was just already too long to read.
Yeah, if you ever wanted Undertaker to lose, it should have been to build somebody up.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, give it to Brock, who was part-time anyway. Like, well, what's the point? Like, I don't get it, but whatever.
Yeah, no one's looking at Brock beating the streak, and it's just like, now I believe that he's unbeatable. That's why I think he's unbeatable, because he beat The Undertaker when he was an old man.
Yeah.
And, like, that didn't do anything for him.
No.
It's going to help him sell some shirts. Like, with him beating the streak or whatever his conquering shirt is.
Yeah.
Sleep, conquer, repeat, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. Some people need to retire. They need to bring up people from NXT.
Yeah.
I don't know specifically who, but I'm constantly hearing that NXT is great, but I don't watch it because I don't have the WWE Network anymore.
Hmm.
But I'm hearing great things, like in like so many people that they have started in NXT. Like the entire Shield was there.
Yeah.
I believe Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family was there first.
Yeah.
Like, all these people that are really great now started there. Maybe speed that process up a little bit, because your roster's looking pretty shitty.
Well, Bray Wyatt was actually, I mean, I don't know if you were watching it then, but he was Husky Harris or whatever.
Yeah.
For
the Nexus or whatever.
Nexus, yeah. So, but they finally found a good, story for him, I guess, in NXT. But yeah, I mean, there was other guys like Kevin Owens was in NXT for a little bit. A lot of the girls, I guess, now too, that they're pushing like crazy were in NXT as well. So, but Samoa Joe was in NXT. I can't wait till he comes up, since he finally left TNA. But they got a lot. What?
You heard that TNA was finished, right?
I think at the end of the year, right, or whatever.
Yeah, I heard something about that, where their contract wasn't renewed.
Yeah, their contract wasn't renewed, but they were trying to find other ways to do something. But I guess they finally just gave up, or they're gonna. So.
And speaking of that, I remember from playing the story mode in the new WWE game. I'm pretty sure they actually have a point where they kind of poke fun at the fact that WWE is like the grand stage and there's no competition anymore, because like when you first show up to like the first practice match, the guy's just like sarcastically saying, "Hey, glad you signed with us instead of any other organization." It's just like, what other option is there aside from a backyard and someone, like there's no one else anymore, really.
I mean, there's Ring of Honor, but I mean, even Ring of Honor is it's pretty small compared to,
Yeah.
Yeah, that or go to Japan, I guess.
Yep.
If you want. But
like when you compare those two things, like it's not even.
No, yeah.
Not even close.
WWE is where the money's at, so. But yeah, I think it kind of sucks that there's no real competition, because WWE can just do whatever they want and it doesn't matter. Like, at least if they had some type of competition against them, like they had back in the day with WCW, like they would actually have to, put more into the product and actually make better storylines and whatever else to keep the people here instead of going to the other one. But now that there's really nothing to go against, it doesn't really matter what they do.
Well, that's why the Attitude Era existed, because back in the 90s, being edgy and cutting edge with stuff like that and, raunchy humor definitely helped you a lot more. Like, if you tried to throw WWE's current, like, structure with the PG era back at WCW in the 90s, they would have got crushed.
And even with ECW being, there too, and doing their stuff. So, until they kind of aligned with WWE anyway, later on, but.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that in WWE you never really see a chair shot to the head anymore.
Pretty much.
When in the 90s you couldn't get through a match without someone getting hit in the head with a chair.
A chair or blood or tables or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they finally brought tables back a little bit with the Dudleys, but...
Yeah, the tables is like the PGest of all the hardcore things you could do.
Yeah.
Because you just get like the flimsiest table, someone goes through it, and unless something goes horrifically wrong, no one's ever really going to get hurt. In fact, it's probably going to soften the blow. Because with stuff like barbed wire, you can't really fake that shit.
Nah, if you have the real deal stuff, no, you can't.
It's just like, it's not believable if you lay on a bed of barbed wire and you don't break any of your skin.
Yeah, or it doesn't get stuck to you at all, or whatever, yeah.
So you can't really fake that shit.
Or with thumbtacks and all that other stuff that they did, yeah.
And that was the thing I always kind of got annoyed with, when people would be like, "Oh, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake." It's just like, it's scripted, and it's easy to say it's fake because everything is predetermined. But Mankind getting thrown off of the Hell in the Cell through that table is not some shit that I would just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can do that. That's fine. It'll be okay.
Hell, just the beating your body takes from all these wrestling matches.
Yeah.
All these guys are, putting their bodies on the line. So, you never know when something's gonna happen, and you bust your back, or you break or you tear your ACL like Seth Rollins. So it's not like it's I don't even know, working retail or something. Where you have no shot of really getting hurt, like. So I'm sure we enthralled Dan with this conversation of wrestling.
You awake? Yeah, you awake there?
Yeah.
I think we're done boring people with wrestling talk. If you want to take.
Sorry, it just
Okay.
cut there.
Yeah, that just like froze for a second or whatever.
Corey froze again.
Is anything happening?
Yeah,
No, it's happening. Okay.
yeah. There you go. You're good.
All right. Danny, you want to end the show for us?
Sweet.
I figure Danny hasn't talked for like the last 30 minutes, so.
Well, thank you for watching, everyone. The 3 people in the chat.
One is me.
And oh yeah, we have to mention, Corey, that we're not going to do it for the next 2 weeks, right?
Oh yeah, I'm going to this place called Ireland.
Yeah.
I'm supposedly going to be forced to kiss some kind of stone that's Blarney. I don't know much about it. Hopefully there's no herpes involved. I don't know.
Yeah. If he doesn't come back with a clap or something.
Yeah. Hoping to chase down some leprechauns and get their pot of gold.
Nice.
The next show you apply see with me, I'll just have an Irish accent the whole time. Oh, top of the day there.
There you go. The Canadians and the Irishmen.
So we'll advertise your great return when we do the show in 3 weeks then. Hmm?
Sweet.
So that's it.
All right, guys.
Great ending. Well, that's it. I'm gonna go play some of this later. So yeah.
Keep it real.
Yeah. Don't hit me up because I don't want to play with you guys. But